I want to explain two reasons why I'm still holding Toshi, even though nothing I say is financial advice. Well, first of all, it's because a hypothetical, maybe idea of, let's say, a scenario in which maybe Toshi reaches the price of 2 cents, that still hasn't left my mind. Now, that's around a 27x from here. Like, to me, I'm totally aware that that's not going to be the best hypothetical, upside of all time, if let's say it ever does happen during a fully fledged type of altcoin season. But then when I say that though, some people may be thinking like, why would you even believe in a project that you don't think could hypothetically perform the best? Well, it's because by nature, right, Toshi, the market cap is pretty massive, kind of in the grand scheme of things, right? I mean, it's not too massive, but it's not like that small either, so it's kind of massive, I think, in the grand scheme of things. But besides that, when I take a look at a microcap, just because the market cap is way lower, it's like, for instance, let's say a random project out there has a market cap of like 100,000. If that goes to like, 5 million, let's say, right, the market cap, that's already like a 50x. So when it comes to Toshi, of course, I'm totally aware that just because the market cap is pretty massive, I think those days maybe are a little bit behind it. But then at the same time, I don't mind because I'm not looking for a microcap. In my opinion, if let's say one microcap makes it, right, there's a bunch that don't really make it. So it's not something I necessarily want to focus on. However, am I suddenly going to be going into like Shiba Inu? No, I mean, the market cap is just too big, for me at least. So again, I'm looking for something in between, and Toshi does fit that criteria for me. I'm not telling you to do anything, by the way, but this is just my outlook. Now, the market cap, at the price of 2 cents, if we were to consider the current circulating supply, it'd actually be around 8.5 billion. I mean, only time will tell, but I just don't find it outlandish in my perspective. However, what I find also very fascinating is that in the peak of the 2021 bull run, there was around 300 million crypto owners, which was very impressive at the time. But now there's over 600 million. And what I find even more fascinating currently is that we haven't even really seen, I think, arguably like a fully fledged type of altcoin season. And also, I don't think, we've seen maybe the ceiling of like Bitcoin and Ethereum, because if Bitcoin went to 300 grand or something like that, or like Ethereum went to 10 grand, and then we had over 600 million crypto owners, that'd be pretty impressive. But again, we have like over 600 million crypto owners currently, supposedly, and we haven't seen that when it comes to Bitcoin, right? We haven't seen Bitcoin at like 250, 300 grand. We haven't seen Ethereum at 10 grand. So what would the amount be if they did reach those milestones? Only time will tell. So I'm still very excited when it comes to Toshi and maybe what this altcoin season could be if we do ever even see one during this cycle. However, this actually brings me to my second reason as to why I'm still holding Toshi, and that is because I am a fan of its fundamentals. It's a meme coin that is named after Brian Armstrong's pet cat, which is called Toshi. Now, Brian Armstrong, by the way, is the co-founder of Coinbase, and then Coinbase has a layer 2 called the Base Network, and then Toshi is on the Base Network, but then the Base Network doesn't have its own native token, so that's why I believe in Toshi. But then again, that's just the way I would take a look at it in a simple way, right? Toshi, there's something called Toshi Mart, which is basically kind of like a meme coin launchpad. There's also like Toshi Tools, which will quite essentially help guide someone towards their journey to be building on the Base Network. And what I like about Coinbase is that it's publicly listed, it's in the S&P 500, and they have a layer 2, and I see a project like Toshi on there, that does excite me, but this is just the way to take a look at it. Toshi isn't the only, popular meme coin on the Base Network. I mean, there's something like Brett, for instance. But then, it's not like there's 20 or 30 popular meme coins on there, at least in my viewpoint. So I like Toshi's positioning. I like how, again, it is on Coinbase's layer 2. I like how it's also named after Brian Armstrong's pet cat. So to me, whenever the altcoin season ever even decides to happen, it's going to be beyond my control. Whether or not it even happens, if ever, right, next week, or let's say up until all the way near the end of Q1 of 2026, it's going to be beyond my control. I have no control over that. I can't just demand this to do that or whatever. So all I can do is just stay patient, dollar cost average hold, and just wait. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm not telling them to do anything, by the way, but this is just my perspective. And again, those are two reasons why I'm still holding when it comes to Toshi. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.